Приветствую всех, продолжаем проходить легендарное издание Mass Effect. Закупился в прошлый раз броней, самую лучшую, какую нашел, тяжелый сет. И самую лучшую винтовку в игре доступно купил спектр для спектров. В следующем пункте программы снайперская винтовка для спектров. Хотя, возможно, и она у меня тоже есть, сейчас надо проверить. Может быть, я ее купил, но забыл про нее. Нет, снайперку не купил. Это она следующим пунктом идет. Сегодня сделаем буквально парочку побочных квестов быстренько и полетим по двум основным.
Commander, Miss Al-Jalani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that, but you handled it pretty well.
We had differences of opinion, sir. I hope she at least believed my sincerity.
You handled yourself pretty well, Commander. She came across like a raving idiot. There is one other matter, however. The Citadel has been trying to play down Saren going rogue. It makes the Spectres look bad. Your mention of him was politically inconvenient.
Простите, блин.
I wasn't aware of that. I won't discuss him again, sir.
I'd appreciate that, Commander. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Так, что-то я потерялся. Куда нам нужно? По побочкам. Систему. А, так, конская голова. И еще куда-то нужно было. Система фортуны. А, в конскую голову тоже. Видимо, у нас сегодня конская голова. И основной квест мы сделаем побочки. Так, фортуна здесь и отвага. Давайте с фортуны начнем. У нас побочных квестов это поговорить с Еленой Блейк, которая нас попросила избавиться от двух криминальных авторитетов, которых мы уже устранили. Мы, конечно, не захотели соглашаться, но опыт есть опыт. И еще один побочный квест — это пару с Цитаделем. Мы просим найти его брата, который не выходит на связь, и на его корабле нет щитов и орудий.
They vanished a few months ago. Dropped right off the grid. Nobody knew where they went or what they were up to. They've gone completely rogue, Shepard. They're conducting illegal genetic experiments, trying to create some kind of super soldier. I don't have any proof, but I found the coordinates for one of their research worlds. I'm uploading them with this message. They're completely out of control. Somebody needs to stop them. I've done my part. Now it's up to you. This is probably the last you'll hear from me. Cerberus is after me now. I need to disappear before they find me.
Пока, Хоку. Увидимся на том свете. Так, Камарант подождет. Тут могла быть ваша шутка простыми шустыча. Но нет. Так, приземляемся. Возьмем Лиару и Рекса, потому что мне нужно взять их на 5 квестов для ачивки. Здесь навыка дешифровки Лиары хватит, чтобы можно было вскрыть все ящики. Так, конечно же, не забудем про ресурсы. Так, одну секундочку, пожалуйста. Все, отлично. Блин, проскачиваю ресурс. Иридий. Level up. Неплохо. Так, сейчас секундочку открою карту. У меня на ней показаны как бы их назвать, карты для каждой из планет, то есть чтобы не бегать по всему этому, не ездить по такому прекрасному ландшафту, а точно знать, куда подъехать, за какими ресурсами и интересными вещами. Тысячу насыпает кредитов за каждое месторождение. Думаю, снайперская винтовка спектр не за горами. Кстати, еще довольно равнинная планета попалась, бывает хуже. Делаем 360 носкоп. Секунду. Пришлось кошку с колени переложить на кровать. Все-таки электроника нужна. Ауляры есть, электроника. Вкачаем ей. Так, еще я в прошлый стрим начал еще вне стрима качать ачивку на использование поэтому выключал автоиспользование умений отряда. Сейчас надо отключить их. Все умения, чтобы они юзали. Чтобы они более эффективно сражались. Едем на инженерный аванпост. Посмотрим, что там. Фига себе, сразу экшен с криками. О, Елена Блейк.
Again, Commander Shepard. I owe you a debt of gratitude. With my former partners dead, this syndicate is now mine. I could not have done it without you.
Фига себе, мне сразу выдали достижение Крога союзника и Азари союзника. Хотя я не помню, что прошел. Стоп. Блин, если Ары буквально первое задание прошел. Очень странная система работы с ачивками. При этом весь прошлый день я пытался выбить ачивку на использование 25 умений взлом искусственного интеллекта и стазис. Она постоянно почему-то не использовалась. Магия какая-то. Ну ладно, это хорошо. Тогда нам осталось только завершить 5 квестов с кем-то еще в отряде. С Эшли.
I killed them because they deserve it. Now I'm placing you under arrest.
Опа.
Surely you don't think that necessary. Under my leadership, this organization will restrict itself to gambling and smuggling illegal technologies. These crimes are hardly worth your time. If you press the issue, my assistants are very well equipped to deal with you.
Мы героически попросим подать ее отдел.
This gang has a reputation for drugs and slaving. It's too late to change that.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps this organization has been so tainted by those two idiots that it cannot be redeemed. If I disband the gang, I walk away freely. I have not come so far to be arrested. I would die before going to prison. I would most certainly kill before going to prison.
Старушка.
Now, so we have a
Пока
deal?
что да.
You're free to go. I don't ever want to see this gang again. If I do,
You won't. I'm not so foolish as to break my word to a specter. Now, if you'll excuse me, my men become nervous in the presence of law enforcement agents. Goodbye, Shepard.
Герои отсыпали. XP примерно. 1,5 косаря. 1700 было. Чисто из интереса. А если сейчас попробовать пострелять? Нельзя. Так, наемники тоже не стреляются.
rally round.
Ну и так прикольно. Обмундированный, так сказать. Эквип у них что надо. Я бы с ним подрался. Но играем за героя, поэтому разрешили ситуацию мирным путем. Ай-яй-яй. Дешифровки не хватает. Слетать, что ли, Кайдена взять? Или Тали? Хотя... Блин. Я, видимо, частично евреем был в прошлой жизни. Слетаем. Блин, 2 ящика пропускать. Такое себе. Особенно на максимальном уровне сложности. Весь лут ценен. Возьмем Тали. И вернемся. Надеюсь, нас спустят обратно сюда. Ай-яй-яй. Не заезжаем. Не хватило мощности. Елена все еще здесь? Я вас еще раз потревожу. Не зря вернулись. Хороший лут. Может, даже не сам по себе, но по стоимости выйдет неплохо. Блин, застрял. И патрончики. 39 тысяч кредитов. Определенно стоило того. Определенно стоило. Извините, Елена, я вас там почти полтинник кэсов стырил. Кредитов. Надеюсь, она не заметит. Так. Го в следующую систему. Ботва. Великолепный. Запеленговали корабль. Ну что ж, высаживаемся. Небольшое след радиоактивных частиц, возможно являющийся результатом работы досветового ядерного двигателя, ведет к окрестностям планеты Завин. Может быть, в капсуле спаслись. Определенно нужно взять кого-нибудь с возможностями к биотике, чтобы прокачать, точнее, чтобы ачивку выбить. Так, точно берем Тали. Лиару можно взять. Да, можно дать Лиару, получится равномерный ответ. Отряд идеально всего. Уровень биотики, техники и боевых умений, за которые отвечает наш герой. Так, смотрим на карту. Находка. Похоже, что перед... я понял, неправильно написано, поэтому его, значит, прочитать. Похоже, что перед как он умер или был убит, этот человек пытался отметить месторождение полезных ископаемых. Нет, правильно написано, просто тоже немножко неправильно по-русски. Очень трудно читать было. Так, едем дальше. Опа, молодчик. Привет, чувак. Это ты умно придумал. Походу за нами решил погоняться. Чувак, вылезай. Не смешно уже. Все щупальца тебя пообломал. Блин, сквозь щиты прям пробивает. Не весело. Придется чиниться. Колесо подбило. отъехал. 26 тысяч. Так, едем дальше. Приехали прямо на древние руины. Блин, красиво припарковался, ничего не скажешь. Что за гении тут поселились в таком месте? Находка. По всей видимости, в лагере никого нет. Генератор по-прежнему работает, но признаков обитателей не обнаружено. В компьютере упоминаются некоторые места, представляющие интерес. Была такая штука на всех планетах, чтобы можно было не пользоваться подсказками в интернете. Типа, нашел что-нибудь, и все ресурсы отобразились сразу же. Было бы чрезвычайно удобно. Но игра, по-моему, 2007 года выпуска. Сейчас вспомню, в каком году вышел Assassin's Creed 1. Тоже в 2007. Ну вот, только тот год, в котором придумали вышки. Видим, тогда Ubisoft, точнее, биоваровцы, короче, буду называть их так, не додумались стырить идею вышек у Ассасина. Либо все-таки игры вышли слишком с большим разбросом по времени. Как-то ни у кого не успел ничего украсть. Ссылка по Википедии. Они обе вышли в ноябре, буквально с разницей в неделю, если я правильно понял. То есть там уже не до кражи идей у конкурента было. Там свою не дополировать успешного билда. Это, наверное, была ловушка гет, ребят, представляете? Зараза. Турели, что ли? А, нет, танки. Вероломные геты. Так, следующий, пожалуйста. Оп. И еще один. Все. Развалили. Получили пачку лута за это. Все, продолжаем свой путь. Еще одна отметка с ресурсами, и можем уже ехать на побочный квест. Это, извиняюсь за выражение, дыра. Закопали, так закопали ресурсы. ставят защитные вокруг периметра. И приличное количество врагов. Засейвимся и врываемся.
Heading to position.
Good as new.
You.
All targets down.
Metagel deployed. All patched up.
Perimeter. Secured.
You said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Afraid I did.
Oh, shoot me now. One of my sisters. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? Tassoni?
Liara, why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
You think I'm interested in Liara because she's the only one I'm allowed to date?
So you are interested in her. Of course, it could be politics. Alien diplomat's daughter, us under orders to make nice with the bug-eyed monsters. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on Family Mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course, if he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though. So behave.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
You know that old saw, there's never an atheist in a foxhole? I've been in a lot of foxholes.
Yeah, I guess you have. I've met a few people who were really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking.
I think she's being straight.
Hey, want me to ask her about her sex?
I don't...
Too bad those ruins got
We'll talk later.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Shepard,
So, you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard? I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
So you're just giving up on your people?
I gave up on fighting for a lost cause. I'm not like you, Shepard. I'm no hero. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to. But there's a lot of Krogan mercs out there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are. Shepard.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes, walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. We just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Well, it's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander. Looking for supplies?
Let's see.
You bet, Commander.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half the crew is missing. Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Saren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
I should go.
See you later.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
That's far enough.
We're not here to cause problems.
This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect.
I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, man.
We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
It would not be wise to search for the Geth unarmed.
Stand down. Their house, their rules.
I'll be behind you. That armor's in good condition?
Captain Matsuo, stand down. We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs.
Behave yourself. Get out of here.
I'm sure Counselor Parasini-san will answer any questions you have.
Weapons detectors, don't mind the alarms. I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Ananias. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The executive board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
I can't have my investigation hampered.
Tread lightly. The board can bury you in litigation. You'd need an Asari lawyer to see the case through.
Pretty heavy security for such
The executive board does everything.
I can't have
Tread
my
lightly. The board can bury you in litigation. You'd need an Asari lawyer to see.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? An Asari matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Benezia. She is here?
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Could you tell me how to get there?
You'll need to ask Administrator Ananias for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the administrator's office.
She is here. I can't believe it. I imagine you want to talk to me, Shepard. About my mother.
No, I don't. I trust you, Liara. You may not be military, but you're part of my crew.
Thank you, Shepard. That means a great deal to me.
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
The managers warned us about you.
This one offers greetings. You are the Spectre that visits Port Hanshan.
News travels fast here.
Indeed, esteemed Spectre. Your arrival was not greeted with any joy by the companies here. This one has a burden that you could ease. If an arrangement could be made, it would compensate you. This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you?
That is not inaccurate.
I won't carry anything if I don't know what it is.
This one must be discreet. Rest assured, the contents pose no threat to anyone within this port.
I want to know where this package is going.
This one's customer prefers to remain anonymous.
I'd be stupid to do this without knowing I'm not equipping my own enemies.
Your words are not unreasonable. The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda. That one is a bounty hunter of some repute, and quick to anger. You understand this one's urgency. That other grows restless from the delay.
I'm supposed to uphold the law, not break it.
This one understands. The offer shall remain...
Tell me about the job again.
This one has...
You want me to use my...
That is not inaccurate.
I have no problem with that.
This one humbly thanks the Spectre. The package will be delivered to your vessel. All you need do is bring it to this one. Please do not mention this to Administrator Ananias. That one would levy fees. Is there anything else?
I'm just browsing right now.
This one awaits your return.
Извините, если что-нибудь говорил. Нет, то не было слышно. Случайно мог выключить микрофон. Если же выключу так давно, что мне не было слышно очень давно, то, в принципе, ничего такого особенного не говорил. Просто сказал свое мнение по поводу того, что персонажи говорили.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
I want to know where this package...
Now, does the other have the package?
No.
Here you are.
The Spectre has done a great service for this one. From the deepness of light, it thanks you. This one promised compensation for services rendered. It humbly suggests that a sum of 250 credits would be most appropriate.
Would you have had any chance of getting this past customs without me? You can be a bit more generous.
2500.
The other's words possess the discomforting ring of truth. This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
That's thoughtful of you.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
Show me what you're selling.
Of course. How may this one...
Show me what you're selling.
Of course. How may this one...
Show me what you're selling.
Of course.
Закупили уникальные предметы, лицензию для Нормандии и улучшение пенициллина. Сейчас поговорим с Аналеисом и на сегодня закруглимся стримом. Продолжим уже завтра.
How can I help you?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanus also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
Haven't I seen Synthetic Insights in the news lately?
They're one of only 4 corporations licensed by the Citadel Council to develop artificial intelligence. They attract many protests. No agitators have ever breached our security. That's why they invest heavily here.
I'd like to speak to Ananias.
One moment, please. Mr. Ananias?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
Люблю этого персонажа, такой смешный. Я про Аналеиса, не про Паразини. Классный защитный чувак. Одна турелька.
You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain refugees from that urban blight called Earth.
Пипец, ты с Аспектом разговариваешь.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the executive board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome politicians.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
Is Binary Helix developing weapons for him?
It's possible, given his interests. What our clients do in their labs is their business.
I've heard an Asari matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? Odd that you shouldn't mind their presence.
They followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
What brought her out here?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She's here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
Surface access, you say?
Cut off, I said. The roads are not suitable for travel. Don't make an issue of this, Shepard.
Let him be stubborn, Shepard. I'm sure someone else here is willing to help us.
Back to my other questions.
Every minute of my time you waste costs the company 12 credits. I will keep a running tally.
Что дешево.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
Так, думаю, на этом...
Mr. Ananias isn't the only one with a past to leave Hanshan. You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Ananias.
You said I should talk to Lorik Keen?
Mr. Ananias isn't the... Keen spends his days at the hotel since his office was closed.
I've taken up enough of your time.
Not at all, Spectre. This is my job, after all.
Да, на сегодня давайте закончим, пожалуй, со стримом. Увидимся завтра в следующем выпуске. Найдем Лорика, попробуем найти способ, как можно проникнуть к Бенезии, в ее убежище. Всем спасибо, что смотрели. Увидимся в следующий раз. Всем пока.